Hey guys, Mrhappy here, and today I'm going to be doing a video about Titan. Now, people have been asking me ever since I just showed my video of Titan to do a Titan guide. I think it's been long enough. I think I sort of put it off a little bit too long. I think now is the time. So, going to be talking about this Titan fight. We're using a party setup that I don't really recommend, and it's one tank, one healer, 6 DPS. We were just fooling around to see if we could do it, and well, we did. But once we knew we could do it, I was recording this one. I just decided, I'll do it. So I'm actually going to end up having to probably wait until the next jump before I can even talk about the mechanics. But that jump right there that you just saw, and you'll see it again. As you can see, there are red outlines along the outer edge of the arena, and those are the parts of the arena that will fall off when he lands. If you're standing there, you will fall off and die. You won't take any damage from the landing, I don't think, but you'll fall off and die, so it doesn't matter. Also, the closer you're standing to the center when he does that jump, the more damage you'll take, so you want to be as close to the edge as possible without being in the red and falling off. So he'll do it one more time, and then I'm going to speed through the mechanics of the fight and the general ways of dealing with them. Most of it is just, you know, move, but I'll go a little bit more specifically. So here, he has Landslide. Landslide is a move. He'll pick a random target, he'll punch his fist into the ground, and if you get hit by Landslide, you will get knocked off the arena. Next is Weight of the Land. It's puddles that spawn under people, very similar to Ifrit's Eruptions, and if you get hit by it, you'll just take some damage. Stacking on top of people and taking multiple to the face is risky, but we'll go over that is actually a strategy a little bit later. These are bombs. This is what we like to call a pizza wheel formation, where one bomb will spawn in one spot, and then it'll do a pizza wheel along the outside and then spawn one in the center. Where the first bomb lands is actually where the first bomb will explode. So you have to be paying attention to that while doing this fight. Moving to where the last bomb landed is actually the safest way to avoid it, and then moving to where the first bomb exploded. That way you have the most amount of time to move. This move right here is a Granite Jail. The reason they're not breaking me out of it is because they just want to push Titan into the next phase. But when somebody gets jailed, they'll be immobile until you break them out, so you have to break them out pretty quickly. Not only that, but when they come out, they'll have a determination down debuff, so they'll do less damage. And all that's going to culminate right here in this part of the fight. So this part of the fight is the heart phase. It's very similar to Ifrit's nail phase in that you have to destroy the heart in a certain amount of time, or Titan will instantly KO your entire party. He's still going to do jails. He's still going to do Weight of the Land. He's still going to do Landslide. He's also going to do one move I never got the time to mention, and they are what we call stomps, but the proper name is Tumult. It's a stomp he'll just do over and over again. It's unavoidable AoE damage right here. This is the move. And as the fight goes on longer, he'll do more and more stomps. After a certain percentage, he'll just start adding stomps on it. It's just rude. So destroy the heart, avoid all those moves. Very simple. I'll go into avoiding them a little bit better in the final phase. We recommend leaving the second person that gets jailed in this phase in the jail while you finish off Titan. However, that second person has to be broken out before you can well, if they're not broken out by the time he does Earth and Fury, they'll instantly die. So they have to be broken out. Now, this is the final phase of the fight, and this seems to be really the big phase where people seem to panic and have a bit of trouble. So a lot of things are the same in this phase, but a lot of things change too. One, he'll start doing more stomps. His standard at this point is 4 stomps. He'll also do 5 puddles under everyone instead of 3, which means that there's a lot less room. If you're spread out, there's a lot less room to move around. And he has a new pattern of bombs. This one, which is we call the row bombs. He'll summon a row of bombs in the middle, and then one on the outside, and then a final one. It's the same rule as the pizza wheel bombs, where you want to move to where the last bomb lands, so that you can move to where the first bomb explodes after it explodes. That way you can avoid the damage. You just watch it a few times. If you don't understand it, you'll see what I mean by go where the last bombs land and where the first bombs explode. He'll still jail people. This hasn't changed at all. The big difference here is that he's going to do a landslide every time after he jails somebody. So if you break them out too quickly, they'll get landslided off, and it'll be a bad time. So that move right there is one I haven't gotten to mention yet, is Mountain Buster. It'll do around 3 or 4k damage to your tanks. So your tanks really want to pop a defensive cooldown, or if you're a warrior, you can pop Thrill of Battle, or you can save your inner beast for moments like that. I really recommend doing it that way. It's really not too bad once you've gotten the pattern down. He'll usually do Auto Attack, Rock Biter, which is his cleave, Auto Attack, Mountain Buster, and you're set. So now, remember, during these bombs now, and this makes things a little bit more difficult, and this seems to be why people panic a lot, is he'll do a landslide while the bombs are still on the ground. So you have to move to avoid the landslide while being conscious of which bombs are going to explode. That's really the hardest part of this phase, other than perhaps the massive amount of stomps or the five puddles. So once you've gotten that down, just same rule. Move to the last one, or in this case, you can even move to where the first one will explode, and then when he's preparing landslide, you can actually move to where the last one was really quickly. But it's a little bit risky. Just make sure you're moving towards bombs that won't explode right away, and getting out of the middle before you have to deal with anything too difficult. So other than that, there really isn't too much to this fight. I do want to talk about our positioning with the puddles a little bit. We don't really care about the puddles too much. We just dodge them as they come out. But for new party, there are two ways to handle it. You can spread out along the outside and to avoid the puddles like that, and just have enough room between everybody that everybody has a spot they can move to. Or you can all stack in melee range, and all the puddles will be centered in one spot, so everyone can just move anywhere. But if you do it that way, you have to be careful, because if one person doesn't get out of those 5 stacking puddles, they will instantly die. It's a matter of risk versus actual having to deal with the mechanics, sort of. But do whatever is comfortable to you. Different people have different pings and different problems. Some people have an easier time, some people have a harder time. Do whatever works for you. So there really isn't too much more to say about this fight. I spoke about the jumps, I spoke about the stomps, I spoke about the mountain busters, the rock biters, his cleave. I've spoken about the puddles, different ways to handle them. I've spoken about the bombs. There's one more set of bombs you'll see coming up. There really isn't anything more to talk about. I've spoken about the landslides, the different patterns they can appear in. So hopefully you guys took away a little bit of strategy from this video. You can see that the fight itself really isn't too bad. It's not too fast-paced. I kind of like the pacing for it. This final bomb phase, by the way, don't stand directly in the center like that, because then the only place for you to move is towards an exploding bomb. Stand near the bomb, and then afterwards move towards the middle to avoid them after you've seen the landslides come out, at least on some side. But anyway, guys, hopefully this helped you a little bit. You know, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like, favorite, subscribe, and share. Also, be sure to make fun of the monk that died during this video. We were hoping no one was going to die when we recorded this, but it's all his fault. So, you know, whatever. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter if you have any questions about this fight or any of my other videos, or if you would like to make a video request. I do have a much easier time answering people on Facebook and Twitter. I'm sorry if it takes me a while to get back to you on YouTube. I'll just throw a Mrhappy Gaming tag right here at the end that you guys can stare at while I finish talking. Thing is, I'm finished talking. So until next time, guys, take care.